Today, $5 ships everything. Only a mere $5 bill will ship all of your crafting supplies today. And everything you're seeing is also on 5 flex throughout the day. So take advantage of it. Collect all the goodies all day long. You will only pay a total of $5 to ship it all. All right, so there's all the good news coming up.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to keep going over here. Auto ship, that was the most important part about what we did with the Treasury. The entire auto ship is 133 stamps and 88 dies. So you're adding to your Treasury with the, let's just go back to the birthday and congratulations. The very first one that ships in May, and these are the beautiful wedding cards that you're going to be able to send. You're going to be able to send balloons, and there again, the concentric dies are going to match.
And these are $29.95.
Yes, and so then when we move into inspiration and sympathy, I designed an entire set to encourage people in the times that they need it most. It comes just like this. Again, the dies are on the back. You actually take these off of a sheet and put them on the magnetic piece. So if you need to say to someone, believe or have faith or I'm thinking of you, this set, it has beautiful imagery and again, the dies that work back to those designs. And then very last in September is the Get Well and the Gratitude. And what's so beautiful about this is that we've put together, I'm going to show you my pretty stamps. You've got a teacup and handkerchief and sending well wishes and all the things that you really want to say to people when they're feeling bad or going through something. So when I say auto ship, it's not just more stamps and dies. It really is all the thoughts and the things that you want to put together for people. Yeah. And that's what we do as crafters. We reach out and we touch people with the things that we make. And I just think this is awesome. So here it is, all together.
Because then when it's all done, when you get to September and it's all here, this is basically everything you can imagine. You want to send a card, a thought, maybe stamp on a scrapbooking page, all into one amazing collection. Now, what's important to understand, though, is it's tonight. And I always recommend, and I'm so blessed to work with Anna for so many years now, if you love this, even if the concept is remotely interesting to you, I always say get it at midnight because all of our today's specials, they always sell out early. They will not be here at the end of the day. By the way, the black, and this one is called the Grace Black, is the #1 best-selling right now. So if you want that or any of the choices, at midnight it's always smart. I know we have a lot to show you. It's a big, long day, but this certainly will not be here all day long because now over 1,500 have been ordered in, well, about a couple minutes. So if you have been thinking about it, you might want to pick it up. All right.
So Suzanne, in my hand is what's really special about the Treasury, is that it's the entire American holiday calendar, all right? And we'll start with Valentine's Day. So you have the sentiment and an icon in which to stamp the theme. So we'll start with Valentine's Day, right? We move to St. Patrick's Day, right? So wishing someone good luck. Like Easter, the rabbit is one of the stamps. And I think that's just so incredibly fun. And so then as you go through, you have Mother's Day, and you see the Treasury cards, right? The cards are the background. These are the backup singers to this whole Treasury experience. Father's Day. So you've got all these embellishments, the champagne bottle, the 4-leaf clover, the swirl, and the sentiment, and Halloween.
Look at your Halloween.
And then we do have a Thanksgiving one. I just don't have the card in my hand. And then Merry Christmas, and then all the way to New Year's. So you have those. What's really great is that's just the card making holidays. But then we have all these personal sentiments for saying, you know, just for you and thinking of you. And let's look through
dear
this.
Grandma and niece.
Right.
And
so even if you didn't sign up for the auto ship, you have everything you need for all the card making, even thank you, you know, is in this set. Wow. So I don't know about you, but every time I'm crafting and I'm looking for something that I know I have, right, and I'm rifling through boxes, this is going to make it so easy because what you need is in your Treasury.
Can I tell you a funny story? So you've used that champagne bottle in embellishments before.
Yes, big gold foil
one of my favorite things you've done. I love it. Every time I get a little champagne bottle in any of your embellishment kits, because I have a lot, I almost hoard them because there's not very many.
Yeah.
You know what's frustrating about it?
What?
I only have them as an embellishment. Now, what's really cool is some of the most iconic images that you've only done in individual paper embellishments are now in stamps. So you can emboss them, you can ink them, you can do what you want, and you can do as many as you want, and you can die cut cut them out in 2 different layers. So that's what's so exciting about this, because when you see the board beside me, you have to understand the combinations are astronomical of what you can do. The way you can personalize it, the way you can do the layering, how you're seeing this now is just the beginning of how you work with this kit. And especially if you're brand new to Anna's line, or maybe you say, gosh, you know what, I'd love to have an impressive stamp collection and a big die cut set, but you don't have a big budget, there is by far nothing bigger and better for this price that you're seeing here at HSN that we've ever done. So if you want to go all in because you're brand new and you want to get the most comprehensive collection, I say the biggest bang for your dollar, this by far is it, because the versatility is unmatched. Now, we've already sold 1,700. Little heads up, we've already sold 500 of my mini. Just warning you, I'm just here. Don't be mad at me, okay? Do not be mad at me when this sells out. Even Anna and I was like, we should have brought in more of these. But if this is your time, or saying, you know what, you're stuck inside, it's freezing cold, and you're like, oh my gosh, why not get some cards made? Why not do some creative projects? That's one of the reasons why you did it, because you really wanted to give everyone everything they needed to be wildly creative.
Yes, and I wanted everything in one place. I wanted it to be portable, I wanted it to be functional, and I wanted it to be beautiful, comprehensive. Every single thing you can think of is packed in this wonderful set. Okay, so I took the birthday cake stamp, which I love, one of my favorite stamps. I'm taking my gold ink, the color box inks that we put together, a treasury palette, and I'm just gonna stamp, right? So I'm gonna stamp my little image, and then I'm going to, look, so I have a beautiful, beautiful little impression. Easy peasy, okay? So if I wanted to do that with my sentiment as well, this says just for you, I recommend taking these off the stamp sheet and separating the two. They actually come where this is inside there and they're already cut, so you take them apart. Stamp them separately, okay? And one of the things that's really fun is using our embossing powder for the treasury with these, right? And then you'll run these through. We've made everything for the mini. I picked my card from the treasury. I'm making a birthday card, right, with balloons. The treasury cards and layers have concentric layers that match all of the shapes of all of the borders. It's, you know, one thing I will say, it is somewhat, you know, it's a time-consuming thing, stamping, you know, putting it all together, but using something small like this. These are the plates for the mini, so you have the A, the B, and the C. I've got them out of order, but I'm not gonna be embossing. We put it on here so that you would know, so you need your base and you need your cutting, all right? And look at this little mini, just while we're here. I've got a section to the stamp mount because it's got this really great little lever that sticks to almost anything. Yeah, it won't stick to this vinyl table, but boy, on my marble counter, it's amazing.
Real quick, we're gonna pop up the information on it. How many do I have left, Rick, on it? I have 900 left, so that could sell out this hour. $34.95, and of course, don't forget the 5 flex for today only.
So one of the things that I found that was really easy to do with my, you're not gonna see this, but is to take the die on our little mini and put the die face down on your stamped image. Now, granted, I used a clear embossing powder on this before I got here. So, right, just right over the top of the image, and this one, I know we wanna actually angle it just a little bit because you're doing what is called in printing a full bleed cut, meaning that it's an edge to edge cut. And so when you're doing this, I was so impressed by this little machine was that I didn't have to hold it on my desk.
No, you're not hardly. You're just
office.
Barely, you know, turning it.
Yeah, it's just so perfect.
Wow.
So you've got this adorable little, completely die cut, perfect little image. So with each one of these, they'll go back, and I'll take so you take your die, right? Here's your inner die and your outer die. This is going to be my layer. Right, and then I'm gonna use my inner one. And what's so great about the treasury is that now I could use the concentric circles and layer the circle on the circle, or I could pick any number of my other shapes as long as the stamp fit in the middle.
That's great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and remember, through the auto ship, it all works back to this original set. I think that's important to understand. Nothing's repeated, but yet it all magically works together. So at the end of September, when you finish this, from the beginning to the end, it all all can be combined. It can be intermixed. That's why I said it's endless, almost the possibilities that you can do with this. Over 2,000 have now been ordered. After we do this, Anna, I do want to go through the colors one more time, because all you're doing is picking which binder color print do you want, and then adding on auto ship. So it's really, really simple to do.
So why don't I just like make this little card for you while we're sitting here. The one thing that's really beautiful about all the stuff that we've put together is that the shadow layer is perfect, right? It's perfectly cut. That's the cake. That's the background of the cake. So then we have our pretty little cake that goes on its shadow layer. This is, I mean, this, like I said, this is a delicate, it's very rewarding in doing this. There's your background. Here's your secondary layer, little foam adhesive on the back. And your card is now you can use the treasury cards, you can use cards that you have, anything that we already have made. Sure. This is gonna be beautiful with everything we have today.
Well, the thing is, when you think about your card kits, every time Anna's done a card kit, you run out of stuff.
Yeah.
You will run out of stuff. That's the problem. And you're like, wait, I need 3 that say to my grandchildren. I need to make that card 5 times. I have 5 grandchildren. And yet you have one little saying. Now, you never run out of the stuff. Is that fair enough?
Right. Well, you turn yourself into your own printmaking machine.
That's true. That's very true.
And I really like that. And look at this. I'm just putting everything I just used back on my magnetic sheet, because this is the part where, you lose the rabbit and you're sad. You don't have to lose anything anymore, because it's all here for you and printed. I mean, I actually have to wear my reading glasses to read this, but it says rose inner die, and then it says rose outer die. So you know which one it corresponds to. We made it absolutely foolproof. So you want to go through the colors?
Sure, yes, please do.
So that very first one, this is Grace White and floral, floral. Yours is Ivory Damask.
There's the damask.
And that's a tonal. So if you've got a, if there's someone in your life that you're not sure about all these florals, this is probably a good one to go with.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's the Amelie floral.
That's beautiful. I love that
and
one.
turquoise, yes. And this is Grace
Number
Black.
1 best-selling right now is the Grace Black.
And then that's Camilla.
Floral.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're beautiful. Okay, in the black, we are down to the last 1,200. Actually, the black could sell out by the next airing. So if you want to get the Grace Black, that is probably going to be the first to sell out. We've got about 5 minutes to go before we're going to wrap it up, and we still have a lot more to talk about. But again, I think this is so exciting because when you finish the whole auto ship, the math on this is 133 of the stamps and 88 of the die cuts, correct?
Yeah.
When it's all said and done. In just the kit that you're getting right now, let me show you the value of the dies. And this is a big deal, you guys, because I've been in stamping clubs. I've been in a stamping club now for 4 or 5 years. I know how much just stamps cost. I know how much just individual, a couple of maybe 5 or 6 dies cost. Look at what she's done. Just the dies alone in this kit, which you're getting 34 of them, are $59.97. So just for the price of the dies, you get everything else. You're gonna get 61 gorgeous stamps. These aren't just basic wah-wah stamps. They're not just whatever. They're the sayings, they're the words, they're the mom, grandma, nieces, nephews, families, occasions, whatever it might be. That's a $47 value right there. And then this brilliant binder with the protector and the magnetic sheet in there, that's another $20 by itself. And I think, again, and it was so funny, we were talking earlier, and she said, Suze, she goes, a lot of times you guys will do a today's special, and that's fine, but you'll see something in the store, and you guys will double it up and say, hey, it's a better value. And again, it's based on value. And yes, she's exactly right. She goes, I watch a lot. She said what she wanted to communicate was how this is made just for you. And by the way, for those of you who think you can go to your local craft store and get it, you can't. Anna, you made this specifically for this anniversary, for one day only,
Designed for today.
Just for today.
And exclusively for HSN.
Isn't that cool?
I love that. That's the best part about it. So when you said the whole thing said and done, right? You're starting with all the stamps for all the occasions, all the sentiments for all the occasions, and the dies that coordinate, and they're concentric, so that once you cut, you stamp, you cut, and then you layer with each one. And so this is how it comes with the 2 sheets and the magnetic backed piece, what's pre-printed. Each auto ship fits in the binder, and you have birthday and congratulations, you have inspiration and sympathy, and you have get well and gratitude. So all told, 133 stamps and 88 dies. It's so beautifully done. So as you're looking at this, Suzanne, I mean, we have some beautiful things that we've made with the Treasury.
So pretty.
It has been about, I don't know, 2 months now. We've been working with stamping and cutting it out. And it's, we've done sentiments before, but we've never done all the embellishments.
It's beautiful.
Where you can just cut right up to the stamp edge, and you really don't have to have a lot of skill. I mean, even me, you know, you could use washi tape with these and tape them down to whatever machine that you're using. But for me, I just wing it. Just like stamp it and cut it. And I love this. This is one of my favorite stamps in the Treasury, which is a swirl. You know, this flourish you also have as an embellishment in the world.
It's one of my favorites.
And so look how it works with these are from our shaker die windows, this big butterfly, and this is one of those embellishments. But do you see how the Treasury enhances all that's happening?
It's beautiful.
And then, you know, use it to create your own background patterns, because now you've got a beautiful set of engraved images. And then there we go again. It's just a collage experiment.
You said such a good point too. How much you have a lot of Anna kits like I do. All of these stamps and dies will work back to all the other kits. I mean, that's what's really remarkable about this, because again, I see images that are some of my favorites, and I've only had one of the swirls left in gold, and I really need 5 of them. Well, now you're going to make them yourself.
Well, I think, you know, and I just showed, I'm going to go back to that one. If you have our letterpress embossing folders from this time last year, you see those rabbits, you know, the Treasury works so beautifully with them. And then there's a more is more kind of card. This has got delicate engravings. It's got a little, everything.
It's beautiful.
But as you're working through this, you'll be surprised that if you use the Treasury cards in layers with the Treasury stamps and dies, there are 54 cards ready for you. So that's really 1 a week. So you would make your Valentine as soon as this comes. And then you'll start on your St. Patrick's Day, and then you'll go move to your Easter and your Mother's Day and all the things in between. And
you know what's funny just to see is this, we've seen this cake multiple versions. How interesting is that, to look at that cake and it looks completely different in every single card you've shown?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And so that's all about what happens when you get it home. You're going to interpret these things.
Oh, look, right there.
It is. Oh, we'll
How
just do them
cute
side
is
by
that?
side for you,
Totally
Suzanne.
different look.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yes, and you
All right,
like that.
We have kind of a special surprise. We have someone who wants to celebrate your anniversary, and it is Susan joining us from Georgia. Hi, Susan. You're on with Anna and Suzanne. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. Oh, Susan.
Hi.
Hi. You. Oh, no wonder. She said today this was the longest day ever. It was because you were waiting to be on TV.
I sure was. I sure was. And I made you some surprises to celebrate your anniversary. I made you some pinwheels using your double-sided card stock.
How beautiful.
And I have a special surprise for you. I made you a special card, but it's so three-dimensional I had to make an envelope box.
Wow.
Let me open it up. And I'll be mailing this to you when we're done.
Oh, good. I was just about to beg for it for my Fan Mail Friday.
Oh, you better believe it.
Okay, that is definitely more is more. Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I love your fan dies. I know you're not featuring them this time, but I got them last time. I'm trying to get the angle right.
Oh. Well, Susan, thank you so much for taking time with us.
And
That's
then
beautiful.
the inside, I used your I faced it with a different cardstock so that there would be a design inside. And
beautiful.
And it says, Dear Anna, happy anniversary. Congratulations on 8 successful years with HSN. Thank you, Anna, for filling our lives with beauty and creativity. Your biggest fan, Susan Anglin.
Oh,
and the front of the card says, your biggest, and then the fan.
Well, Susan, thank you, sweetie. It was great chatting. Unfortunately, we got to run. Thanks, honey.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And longest day ever, trying to wait till she get on the air.
She's so cute.
She's adorable. Okay, so here's the story now. 2,600 have been ordered. We've got about a minute more to go. It is all about just making creativity brilliant, elegant, and easy. I think that's important because I know there's a lot of pieces and parts in here, but once you get it at home and it's all in its place and you know where to go for it, you're going to be able to get those projects done quicker, and you just get this aha moment of, oh, it doesn't have to be difficult. And Anna's really thought through all all of that with this very versatile kit. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely beautiful.
It's a one-stop stamp shop.
One-stop stamp.
That you will love. Imagine hundreds of craft tools at your fingertips. And if it was any other thing, you would be scrambling to find things. It's all in one place just for you.
Cool. Brilliant. Okay. We're going to update on my little